Hey everybody, how's it going? Today I'm going to introduce my new work truck. This is a 2024 Silverado 2500HD. It is an LT trim package. It has the 6.6 liter Duramax and the 10-speed Allison. It's a 10L1000, I think. So we shuffled a few trucks at work, and another coworker was driving a 2015 with about 275,000 miles on it. Had some issues, kept having to repair it. So we got rid of that truck, and he took my 2022 Silverado, which you've seen on the channel before, and we purchased this. Yeah, it's a nice truck. Like I said, it's an LT, so it's not a work truck or a custom, but it's a little higher. I won't say it's much higher, but it's a nice truck regardless. It does have the 6.5 foot bed. I think it's actually 6'9" with a plastic bed liner. I got this Toolbox. It's a weather guard steel. The aluminum ones, just when you load them up, they belly out, and after a while they kind of give out. So I wanted a steel one, and I wanted a weather guard because they seem to make really nice high quality toolboxes. It is a 4x4. It does have the G80 locker, which is nice. I haven't really had an issue with traction, especially with the 6.6 Duramax. It has so much power. It's crazy how much power this truck has. It does just have the little 245s that'll get swapped out eventually when they wear down because they look kind of dinky on there. It's got about 28,000 miles on it. It was not brand new. We did buy it used. It's been well cared for. I don't mind the white being in South Carolina. It'll probably be nicer in the summer when it's really hot out. So yeah, that is the new work truck. So a few things I've done on this already. The headlights were abysmal. The halogens that were in there were terrible. I drove it home from Ohio where we bought it, and it was dark the last couple hours of my drive, and I felt like the headlights were not even on. So I have my Diode Dynamics SL2 bulbs in the low beam, and then I have a last fit in the high beam, and they're fantastic. And this truck has the, they call it automatic high beams. So it just basically turns on high beams when it senses there's no vehicles in front of you, and you just can do that. It's kind of nice. You can still manually flip on the high beams. I am working with Gen 5 DIY to get a DRL relocate made for this. I don't want it to burn out from being the DRL all day, so I'm going to have them make me a custom harness because they don't offer one that'll relocate the DRL to these up here, and then these will be off during the daytime. It doesn't have any fog lights, so I might put some in there eventually. I do have some plans on some things from Boost Auto Parts. They're going to send me a set of roof cab lights to put on the cab because I really like the way that looks on a heavy duty truck. They're sending me some lights for the backside here that'll be like the sequential style. I am going to leave these ones. These are not power. They're just the regular manual fold, but they work pretty good. I think they slide because there's this crease here. Yeah, that they do. They do slide. So that'll come in handy. The Boost Auto ones don't actually do that. That might be handy when I'm towing our 26-foot trailer. It just slides back just like that. Let's see, they're sending me some glass to replace these ones with turn signals and lower heated glass. So I'll have videos on those coming up. I am going to put my Boost Auto side steps on. They are somewhere around here. They've just been sitting out here. Those are not the articulating ones, the M1 style, but I'm going to put them on here and wire those up because I like the way those look. Put in some Husky rear wheel well liners because the mud gets caked up in there with job sites that I go on, and I like to protect the wheel well. So I got those and installed them. I put them on my last truck too. I have a video on that. It goes in the same exact way. I'll link it in the description box below. Still getting used to the locking mechanism. There we go. It goes up more than my last toolbox, and it doesn't get anywhere near the glass. I had to shove the last one forward a little bit. So there's all my stuff. Boxes of screws and rigging supplies, a tool belt. I think there's probably 400 pounds worth of stuff back here right now. Here's the model and all that stuff. I got it from, I can't remember where I got it from. I got it online. They shipped it to my house next day. It came really, really fast. So I was pleased. And it went in pretty easy. It just uses these like heavy duty J-hook clamps that clamp underneath right here on both sides. It's solid. It can be a difference for different makes and models too. Yeah, that's the toolbox. Let's see. I got my fire extinguisher here. It does have the push button lower. I do have that on the key fob as well. It doesn't have remote start, but I think there's a way to add remote start. So I may do that down the road here. It just has the standard key fob with lock and lock, and then this is the tailgate lock button. I am going to the dealer tomorrow because there's a recall for a software upgrade. I am going to ask them about the latching tailgate recalls because I just saw something about these are lowering when you're not touching the button. So I'm going to have them check that out. Let's check out the interior. I did put Husky liners inside as well. Just had the regular like rubber mats that don't really do anything. So here's the interior. A nice upgrade from the previous interior. I really like this layout. It has the digital cluster behind the steering wheel there. This is a nice big screen. The manual HVAC controls are nice. Standard flip seat. I'm gonna try to find a center console because I do like full center consoles. They're just so expensive on Marketplace, but they do exist out there. I did have tints put in, so I got the strip across the front, and the two front windows were tinted just a couple days ago. You can see I still have the tape on the buttons so that it doesn't get messed up. This thing sits so much higher. It is a monster, but it surprisingly drives really nicely. I was a little concerned that it might ride a little rough, but no, it rides great. So we do have four-wheel drive, electronic parking brake, tow haul mode. There's only one drive mode, is an off-road mode, standard lighting controls, things like that. I did transfer over my seat lift kit, which I installed on my last truck. I have a video on that. I'll post a link to it in the description below. So I got the Huskies here in front as well. Full digital cluster that has tons of customizable options. It's really, really cool. There's a really clean one, a really clustered one with lots of information, which I prefer to like the one with all the clustery information with tons of gauges and data. Push button start, tow brake controller integrated. It does have the exhaust brake with the Duramax. Lane departure warning, just a beep, not the actual one that keeps you centered. There's the tailgate, your hazards, traction control. Still has the double glove boxes, just like that. Kind of nice. Still no USBs in the center. No USBs. And another thing I was surprised by, there's no 12-volt cigarette lighter style, the circle, anywhere in here. They deleted those apparently sometime mid-2023 or something. I don't have a way to like use a household outlet because this doesn't have the factory 110 volt. So I may end up putting some sort of hardwired inverter in here to get like a way to charge my laptop when I'm on the road, or tools, or my drone that I use to fly on job sites. It's a nice interior. It's comfortable. I do have to put my dash cam in. It'll get mounted here, but another day for that. Let's take a peek under the hood before let's check the back seat. Standard stuff back here. I got the Husky liners back here as well. It's nice to have map pockets again. The last truck I had didn't have map pockets on either of these back seats. And then I have this Carhartt thing that I could put some extra stuff in. This seat does fold up like normal, 60-40 split. The back doesn't do anything, it just stays there, but it's fine. No rear defroster on this one. Must be a box that didn't get clicked when it was ordered. Oh, so I am gonna be running this stuff in the diesel fuel. It's just once a fill up, 1 ounce, maybe 1.5 ounces actually. Give it a shot. Here's the fuel. So we got your diesel hookup and then the DEF hookup. Be interesting to get used to diesel fuel. The range on this truck is massive. It has a 36-gallon tank, and the driving I've seen so far is 20-21 miles a gallon, driving 65, 70, 75 miles an hour on the highway. Let me pop this hood. Oh, it's heavy. So there's the Duramax. It takes up a lot of space in here. Looks very complicated. I'm learning a little bit at a time. Dual batteries, standard power steering box with fluid, not an electronic steering box. So I've been used to half-ton trucks for the past several years with electronic power assist that are much more controlled. But this has a regular steering box with a pitman and an idler arm, like the trucks from early 2000s in the half tons, but they switched the suspension on the half tons. A couple things I've done already. Cleaned the map sensors. There's two on this truck. There's one map sensor there. This is another one. This is an EGR tube. I don't know all the terminologies yet, but exhaust gas recirculation system here. And these sensors are right in the stream of exhaust gas and they get clogged up. So they recommend cleaning them with mass airflow sensor cleaner every time you do an oil change, or maybe every couple thousand miles. You can also put like spacers that Banks makes, and I think S&B makes them. I have the Banks ones on order to help pop these up out of the stream so that they stay cleaner longer. They still recommend having them cleaned every so often. Air filter for the air cleaner on the engine. This is the auxiliary battery here. Actually, I don't know if this is the primary and this is the auxiliary, or if this is the primary and this is the auxiliary. I don't know exactly yet. Big old radiator here with a big old, I think it's a clutch driven fan, not an electric fan. Yeah, I think it is. You can sort of see down there. That's so much power. This thing sounds like a dinosaur when you step on it. There's the turbo back there. I think you can just sort of see it. I guess this is the L5P series, second generation L5P, because introduced in 2024 versus the ones that were previous from like 2017. They've made a few improvements over the years. I don't know what all those improvements are off the top of my head, but I've been researching and reading and coming up to speed on all the stuff associated with this truck. It does have a functional ram air hood. That's what this guy right here trigger is, and there's a scoop pours down into here so that the air cleaner gets fresh air from the hood. And there's another spot over here. I don't know what the point of that is, to be honest, but it looks like you can see the duct work here. I can't even reach the hood. It's so tall. The dipstick's kind of hard to get to. There it is though. So yeah, things to get used to. I might have to buy a little step stool that I keep in this truck so that I can access that sort of stuff when I'm on the road and not in my driveway. I think it looks pretty good. It just has the regular 17-inch wheels. Unless I find some on Marketplace, I'll probably just keep those and just upsize them to like a 285/75, and that'll make it look pretty beefy. I look forward to creating content for this truck, doing, you know, basic stuff, oil changes and fluid changes and small modifications. I'm not going to mess with the emissions system at all. That's just not something I want to do. Little modifications here and there, make it my own, things like that. So yeah, stay tuned. That's it for this video. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Love it if you subscribe. Stay tuned for new videos. We'll see you next time. Later.